The CSDVI bombers sent by President João Lourenço landed in Luanda on the night of May 15 to 16, 2025 with former President Ali Bongo Ondimba, his wife Sylvia Bongo Ondimba and his son Noureddine on board. Eddy Minang, public prosecutor at the Libreville Court of Judicial Appeal, had been expected to comment on the matter since last week, but following a press release from the Angolan presidency, he indicated that the Bongo family were indeed on Angolan soil. He added that the release of Sylvia and Noureddine Bongo was provisional and that their release in no way interrupts the normal course of proceedings, which will continue until a fair, transparent and equitable trial is held within a reasonable time.
Le 12 mai 2025, Maître Yube Kale.
On May 12, 2025, Barrister Giselle Eyue-Bekale, a lawyer at the Gabonese bar, sent to the public prosecutor a request for provisional release on behalf of Sylvia Marie-Aimée Valentin, Bongo and Noureddine Bongo. In this letter, she stated that her client's state of health was worrying and produced medical certificates issued by the prison's chief medical officer and the General Jean-Raymond Zenze of the Omar Bongo Ondimba Armed Forces Training Hospital. On May 14, 2025, the first specialized indictment chamber granted them provisional release, notably because the state of health had become incompatible with the prison environment, according to the attending physician. The release of the Bongo family follows the official visit by João Lourenço, the Angolan president and current chairman of the African Union, on May 12, 2025. Former First Lady Sylvia Bongo and her son Noureddine Bongo had been arrested and held incommunicado for more than a year following the coup d'etat about Ali Bongo Ondimba's regime on the night of August 29 to 30, 2023. I would like to point out that freedom is the principle and detention the exception. Ali's provisional release, which was ordered for medical reasons, is in strict compliance with the provisions of Article 132 and 143 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. In Gabon, the decision to hold a trial without the main defendants could prove controversial. In his election promises, President Prosecutor Gingema had promised in an interview that there would be a trial for Sylvia Bongo and Noureddine Bongo. In particular, he stated that the court had proved that it was Ali Bongo's wife who signed documents after the former head of state suffered a stroke. For observers, however, this exile is not random. On April 30th, 2 weeks after the election of Prosecutor Gingema, the African Union lifted the sanctions that had been imposed on Gabon for 2 years. The country was reintegrated into the institution, but at the same time, the AU adopted a resolution demanding the release of the Bongo family.